Hi and welcome back to reviews, fixes and hacks. And what you can see in front of me is basically a washing machine motor. This is taken out of a Bosch Classic 6. It's a 1400 RPM or spin cycle washing machine. And basically the code I was getting was at F21. There's a reset procedure. I'll have to show you this at some point. There's a reset procedure for resetting when you get the F21 fault on the display, and what that indicates is a fault with the motor or fault with the control board, the PCB. Now obviously if it's a control board it's a different issue, but my first gut feeling was the motor. Now what I did was actually reset the motor, or reset the F21 code. Tried to put on a spin cycle, and then all of a sudden it went pop, and basically took the RCD, put the RCD back on. The washing machine was still showing it's operational, but I wasn't going to turn it back on. But anyway, what I did do was basically on this side and on the other side here you have your carbon brushes. Now I assumed it was the carbon brushes that are worn out, and what I did do was, all you have to do is to replace the carbon brushes. You can buy them off loads of sites. Just pull out the connection, just pull on it gently and it comes out, and then what you do is you push this back. So as you just seen me push that, so let me just put it back in this position. So what you do is you push this back. I mean, I've already pushed it back, but there, put it back in this position. So if you look carefully, you push it back, you then lift, and sometimes it takes a bit of an effort because it's getting stuck on the edges. So it's getting stuck. When you go to push it back, you push it back, and then it gets stuck on those edges there, that edge and that edge. So it's a bit of wiggling about, and it does eventually lift. So with one end it's difficult. Let me just, there. So I've just tried it, and then what you do is you pull it forward. So there you go. So as you can see, I'm pulling it forward and it will easily just come out. Now once I take it out, what you'll see is the carbon brushes. Now that is definitely worn. It's much smaller than what it should be. So what I need to do is replace the carbon brushes. Okay, so that's that. And then within that there'll be a lot of carbon build up. I don't know if you can see that. So I need to clear all that carbon, because that could potentially cause the RCD to short. In fact, it could cause an earth connection within this body, and basically cause the RCD to short. So I'm going to just replace this, put this back in. I mean, I've got one on order. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered now. So I'm going to put this back in to replace it. So once you get your new one, just put it back in. Push, push, push. There you go. And all you do is do exactly the opposite. So here, get all the spring in. And you've got two hands. It's a lot easier. So it's a lot easier with two hands. Well, there you go. What I've done is pushed it back and then just push that forward. There you go. That's, oh, it's popped up, not under. There. Okay, so that's that. But anyway, to give it a good cleaning, what I'm doing is removing these star bolts. So I've got one there, the very long screws basically, one there, one there. And as you can see, I've already removed these ones, but they're exactly the same. So this sort of connect bolt. Now, let's get this to sit up. Now what it looks like is these. There you go. So removed the one that goes here, and here. Remove those two, and I've already loosened these, so I think I'm just putting back on a bit too much. That's out, and then that's out. And once you've done that, it should lift off. Leave it to a side, and as you can see, there's a lot of residue within that, so all of that needs a good clean basically. And then on top of that, just bear in mind you've got this springed washer. Now why is it springed? Because it's got this funny shape to it, and what that does is basically add a bit of spring to that actual body itself, so it keeps it slightly afloat. Spinning, just make sure you keep this to a side because you do need it again. Once you've done that, this then will pop out. Now I need both hands to do that, but what you do is just keep that to a side. So I will take this off, put it to a side, and then what you can do is just lift this, hold that down with one hand, and then just lift this out, and all of that armature should come out. At the end of that, you have a commutator. That's where the brushes connect. But if you get this out, and what I'm going to do is start looking at giving it a good clean. And the cleaner I use, I'll show you that in a little while. It's just an electrical connection cleaner basically, quick evaporating. Just spray it down and let it just do its job. Okay, so what I've got here now is there's the top. This part, it just clicks on to those sections there. So as you can see here, what I've got is a top. Ooh, gotta be careful, don't bend these. Better not bend these connections. Basically this and that fits just onto there, connects, you can see them sticking out, so it just connects onto those, and that part just slides onto those connections there. So all I did was I pulled out the armature. There it is. There's a commutator, so your brushes connect here, and that's where the connection for the brushes are made. So I pull this out. Once I've got this out, it just lifts off straight. I then pull this off, and all I've done is getting some tissue. I couldn't find my electrical connector, so I've used brake cleaner instead. But just with the brake cleaner, what you've got to do is make sure it's very volatile, so it shouldn't hang around very long. But once you've given it a good clean with the brake cleaner, I don't spray it on top. I just apply it to the tissue and then just quickly wipe it down with the brake cleaner. But once I've done that, I just make sure I get another piece of tissue and quickly dry it down as best as possible. Once I've got my brushes, which I've ordered, in that time, by the time I receive them, the brake cleaner, I'm confident, would have totally evaporated anyway. But if you're looking at a quick repair, what I would do is make sure that it's totally clear of any liquids, which includes brake cleaner or anything of the like. But in my case, it's fine because it will be sitting for at least 48 hours, in which time it will evaporate. But anyway, all I've done is, like I said, is I've given it a quick rub, clean down using the brake cleaner, and then I'm just drying it off. So that's all I've done with these. Okay, that is your bearing. So my bearing is quite good. It's just spinning freely. I can't feel anything, no noises or anything of the sort. And aside from that, just having a look here. Not quite sure what that is. It's curious, is that damage? Possibly. I don't know what that is. Never seen that before. Very unusual. I might have to inspect this slightly further, but this looks really weird. That wouldn't cause an operational problem, but if it's hitting something and wearing down, that's a problem in itself. But like I say, it wouldn't cause an operational problem, and I would have noticed. The only thing is, I mean, these wires, they can short, and that is always a concern, you know, when they do short. But anyway, like I said, I've given it a quick clean. Hopefully I'll put it back together, and as long as there's not an earth connection or one of these, the insulation material on these has eroded, I should be totally fine, to be honest, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. What I will be doing is putting it back together. Once I get my new brushes, I'll do another video to show when I put the new brushes in. To put this back together, just bear in mind that you do need to take these brushes back out. So you need to remove the brushes, connect it back up, otherwise this will not, the armature will not go back in. These will prevent it going back in. So you need to remove the brushes before you replace all of it. And just make sure you reassemble exactly as you disassembled it. And that's it. I hope this helps. This is just a quick video on how you can refurbish, recondition a motor. I could do further tests within this actual piece. I've got what it's called, but I could do further tests using the pins. But as far as I'm concerned, I can't see any burn marks or anything that indicates to me that is faulty. So I'm going to leave it as it is and just get back to reassembling it and wait for the new brushes to come. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found this quite useful, and please do like and subscribe. Okay, just in addition to my existing video, what I've done is I've just popped outside and I've managed to find my electrical contact cleaner. So what I've done is basically sprayed everything and given a very light rubbing with the tissue. But as you can see, I mean, I've done it, some of it fell on here, but you can see all the dirt, the carbon that's come off. So I think in order to refurbish these, the best thing to do is use contact cleaner. Give every single thing a good sort of spraying of the contact cleaner. You don't need to rub it, it just falls off. I don't know if you can see that, that is a lot better than what it was. I've thoroughly cleaned all of it inside, the contacts, everything that's part of it. And now I'm just reassembling it in reverse order, as I've done earlier. But I thought I'd just add this into the video purely because it just shows that when you've got the right equipment, then it just makes it a more thorough and professional job. But anyway, once the bushes are here, I'll put the new bushes in and I'll show you when I refit it into the washing machine. The fact that it's a job that saved potentially hundreds of pounds and wastage from throwing a washing machine or dumping a washing machine basically. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, hope it helps quite a few of you, and please do like and subscribe.